Welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. Yo, peace and welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. We're here and we're chilling. I made a beat the other day on the Polyend Tracker Plus, and I pulled some old tricks out of the box from back in the day, from some old tricks from the 90s. And I was able to do those techniques on the Polyend Tracker Plus. I wanted to cook up today on the Machine Plus. I used some of those same tricks today on the Machine Plus as I was making this beat. And I wanted you guys to see some of these techniques. Today, most people are using VST plugins to create samples. There are people who still dig from vinyl and make beats solely 100% sample based from vinyl. Some people are getting samples off YouTube, stuff like that. But they might still want that boom bap or vinyl aesthetic. The stuff I'm going to show you, these are techniques you should be able to do on any modern sampler that has really good internal effects and whatnot. You should be able to pull this off. Bank A is my main chops for my loop. Bank B is going to be some keys that I layer underneath my main chops. Bank C is just one sample in there for now. That's where my offset or offsets will live. Bank D is my drums. F is where I have two bass shots. One short, one long. My BPM is going to be 85. I want this beat to be kind of relaxed, a little jazzy, but still boom bap. Now I'm going to make this pattern, not necessarily as I'm doing things, but I am going to break things down to you as to how I got these samples from this Native Instruments pack to sound like this. And I dug from a bunch of different packs, just like I would from vinyl. When you're digging from vinyl, you're not necessarily getting all your samples from one record. You can do that. So let's see how I do this. Damn son, that loop is insane. So let me explain to you first that I pitch these. Let's go into the sampler. I pitch these first three to -5. Sample number 4 here on pad 16 is the same exact sample that's on pad 9, but I pitched them. So this is -5, that's -3, right? So now we're creating this illusion of this sample went up 2 octaves, or an octave. You understand? So that's the first thing I did here was I pitched these things. Now the second thing I did was I ran this group of samples is running through the SP1200 engine on the machine. We have our pitching and then we have the filter. That's number 1. Now, and there's a trick here as well, because these samples on pads 13, 15, 16, and 9 are one shots. But this number 14 pad is an ADSR, or an MPC language, a note on, note off. You see? So when I was playing my loop, you see? So now I'm adding my own accent as if there's a guy going. See? That's a little tricky trick. You mix and match your one shots with your note on, note off, or your ADSR, your pitch, your filter, etc. And we start to create a sonic and a texture and a vibe. That's jewel number one. Now, off the rip, one of the first things I do to my drums, I turn off fixed velocity. Why? Right? Because a real drummer is not going to hit every note at the same velocity. That's not going to happen. A human is not going to do that. I want my drums to sound like a breakbeat that's playing, or like a real, guy that I looped off vinyl. A real drummer I looped from vinyl. That's the sonic and the aesthetic that I'm going for. When you turn off fixed velocity, this is what you're going to get. You see what I'm saying? So now, as I'm hitting these pads, I'm creating this whole,
Holy shit, these drums are bananas.
I'm creating the velocity of the drum notes. I'm doing that. And I'm giving it more of a live feel, and then you can couple that with swing. So speaking of swing, let me turn some swing on, and I'm just going on Machine Plus. Swing is very sensitive to me. I think it's very sensitive, so I'm just going to about 20% swing. There is no quantize, and now let's see if I can come up with a dope drum pattern. All right, I think I have an idea. We putting it in there. Now we're building. And you know what we say at the Boom Bap Kingdom. Once you get rocking, you better
The Boom Bap Kingdom says, save yours.
Already know. Let's talk about the drums and how I got them to sound like this. To me, mono drums always sound doper. So I set the polyphony to 1 to make it mono. Now on some samplers, if you have a stereo drum sample, kick, snare, whatever, you can convert it to mono on some samplers. Just keep that in mind. Mono drums lend themselves better to boom bap. So I have my drums, I have my loop, and it's still, things are sounding dry. There's no reverb, there's nothing like that. Throw a little bit of reverb on the loop just to get things to stretch a little bit, put a tail on the end. Okay, so what we did here, we went back and we made some improvements to the loop. I have my loop laid down. It's going through the SP1200 engine. It's pitched. And then because I'm trying to go for that vinyl aesthetic, I actually have some real vinyl pops that I sample from 45. And then I pitched those vinyl pops really, really low. And I went into a group and I added a lo-fi filter and I reduced the bit rate on that and the sample frequency. So these are at 12 kilohertz and they're at 10 bits. Now let's talk about the drums, because I did something similar for my drums. So the drums are running through the MPC60 filter, but I also added a lo-fi filter to my drums. These are running at 12 kilohertz at 10 bits. So that's what is making the drums sound a little bit more crunchy, because I reduced the bit rate, okay? And I added that MPC60 filter. So these are some of the jewels. So now when we play things, we got the grimy drums, we got the loop, we got the loop is filter, we got the pops on the record. It's starting to sound like, oh snap, where'd they get those samples from? What record did that come from? You see what we're doing here? We need bottom. I'm going to pitch this, and I'm going to change this to ADSR. There you have it. Those are some tricks that you can use from the Boom Bap Kingdom to you guys to make VST plugin sounds and sample pack sounds sound more authentic and more realistic, as if they came from vinyl. I really hope that you enjoyed that cook-up session. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Get in those comments. Let me know what you think. Check out the boombapkingdom.com for the official boom bap samples, the official drums. Check us out over there. Go get your free MPC60 SP1200 pack. I'm going to be updating those free packs as well, so you can get a better idea of what we make here when we sound design. You know what I'm saying? It's the official. Check out Cipher Dialect, streaming everywhere. 4 singles are out right now. Street Skholarz, Concrete Science. You can get that EP direct on the boombapkingdom.com. And I'm going to do what I always do, and that's leave you with the finished joint.
BBK salute.
Peace.
Yeah, come on. And you know, yeah, we ride on. Boom Bap Kingdom. That's knocking knock off. Yeah, flashbacks to the day when she broke my heart. I'm reshooting the scene, I'm rewriting the part, I'm rewinding the tape, now I'm reversing the clock. I'm recalling the moments between the tick and the time when I was out in the park, way after dark. Many moments were wasted, my reflection I'm facing. Now I'm sweating and pacing, trying to repay the debts with this life of regret. But how can I forget? I'll never make it till the Super Bowl, but you can catch me in your Walmart parking lot, pushing on a shopping cart, rhyming, thinking about the days I used to spark a lot. Timing, get it right, maybe I could rock the spot. Patience, not the kind of guy that has a lot. Laid back, yes, there's no need for me to spaz a lot. Trying to move forward, y'all race off and get me not. Hands on the wheel, won't crash out. I'm trying to be a better person, be a better son, be a better father. I'm trying to be the one. I'm trying to be the one. Not the two, but the one. Trying to be a better person, be a better son, be a better father. Maybe I'm the one. Maybe I'm the one. Yeah. Perhaps I didn't pay enough attention. Perhaps I commented with comments that presented as too harsh for me to mention. I'm not sensitive, I'm binary. The light's either on or off, that's how I think. I'm sorry if it's scary. If understanding is the best part and love's the highest form of understanding, I better start planning it to be a better man in the square I'm standing in. I apologize for the foul stuff my hand was in. We all carry burdens, mine is again the atlas. Just ask me or ask us before we attack us. Relationships dissolve as the earth revolves. We can't leave ours unresolved or unevolved. Trust me, we're gonna need each other soon. It's similar to a cowboy flick at high noon, with high goons, with lofty dreams and lofty faces, fighting principalities coming from high places. I'm trying to be a better person.